cross my path. It isn't good form to have such a talent for miss. No, it is not. Better for Hook if he had less ambition. Better for Hook if he had less talent for terror. And is it not the very definition of bad form to be so infernally obsessed with good form? This were my last night. The gnawing creature in my belly tells me that the gnawing creature in the belly is quite near. If this was my last hour, what may it be said about James Hook's life? No little children love me. They love you, sweet, don't they?
Oh, well, Captain, I don't know if I'd say that, but it's very sweet of you.
Why? Is it good form? To claw a body is past good form. Won't that be bad form? Are the children chained so they can't fly away? Good, bring them out here. They'll let me before I kill them and kill them. Let's play a game. Who wants to be a pirate? It goes like this. 4 of you will be dinner for my crew, but 2 of you will get to be cabin boys. All you have to do is volunteer, abandon your friends and you look like nobody likes you. Didst thou ever wish to be a pirate?
Well, sometimes in math class.
Go on.
I thought I'd call myself Red-Handed Jack.
An excellent name. Buddy, go on.
What would you call me?
I would call you Blackbeard Joe.
What do you say, John?
Well, I say. So I don't know what to say.
Your answer, quickly, boy, quickly.
Can we still be law-abiding citizens?
Of course not. You'd have to swear to break all the laws of God and man.
Then that's wrong. And we refuse.
You would choose death. Very well, then moving on. Hoist up their mother's knee some. So, my beauty, you are to steer up children devoured by my humble hungry monster.
Peter will save us.
Have you not heard, my dear? Peter Pan is dead, poisoned with your own medicine. And to you, my sweet, you are very much alive, and I would like to keep it that way. Haven't you always wanted to be your mother? I'm sure we could improve your situation on that regard. So I'm sure she can have one for you as well.
Oh, I think that's so generous of you. And you get to live, isn't that nice? I'll never join you, any of you.
Except you won't have much of a choice in the matter.
Stop!
Silence all! For a mother's last words to her children.
Children, I feel I have a message from your true mothers. We hope our boys will die bravely, like grown-up gentlemen. Promise me you won't be too afraid.
We promise!
How sweet. Now let's have some death. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Why did you simply say dead when I kill you the first time?
I guess you're just not good enough.
Proud and insolent youth compared to me, I do. Talk, Mr. Man.
Have a seat! Go,
All but Captain Pan strutted up and down the deck, until at last he didn't. He had one of his dreams and cried for a long time in his sleep. I did what I always do.
Wendy held him tight. She cried as well. She simply had no way to understand all that had transpired in the time she'd been on the island, and no words with which to speak of it. She wept for something lost and hoped against hope that Peter might have been wrong about mothers after all.
When they returned, they tried to find the windows belonging to the other boys, but of course, none of them knew where to look. For the truth was that the lost boys had been lost too long ago.
Peter might have known that he was against remembering on principle, and that off the set he had tossed off steeples.
So it was that this raggedy band found themselves flying desperately to the window of the place our three runaways once called home.
The window! Wendy! The window! It's open!
More than we deserved.
Oh, I'm glad. Are you going slightly?
Will they know about my nose?
Where's this?
It's your home, stupid.
John, Michael, remember the old bed?
Maybe. Nibs, you try!
Where's Mother, Wendy?
Oh, I'm so glad we're back.
Cinderella. It's Cinderella.
No, it's Mother. I remembering much.
Let's do as if we've never been away. Hide, I'll find you after I finish this part out. Who's there?
Three truants waited for a cry of joy, but it did not come. She saw them, oh yes she did, but could she really believe they were there?
No. No, I've been dreaming the same dream for too long. I'm sure they're still dreaming it now. Next I'll hear her voice.
Mother?
My dear daughter Wendy. And
Mother?
my baby John. Mother and John and Michael. Next I put out my arms. And nothing. George! George, they're here! They're home!
Mother, there! Please say you'll say yes. Just promise you'll say yes.
Of course I'll say yes. Yes to what?
Well, I know they need some cleaning up, but we were gone so long and so much happened. You can come out now. Please say you'll say yes. They don't have anywhere else to go.
I say yes, but it's not up to me.
I must say, Wendy, you don't do things in halves. Oh, I need my pencil and paper.
Do you think we'd be too much of a handful, sir? Because if so, we can go away.
Quiet and concentrating.
Father!
George!
We can sleep doubled up. We're very good at that.
We don't eat much, generally, ever.
Oh, I'm just as glad to have you as you are, Clara. I don't care how much you eat. We'll find a way. Nana, draw baths. And I dare say we can find space for you in the drawing room, if you could be fitted in.
We'll fit in.
Then follow the leader. Mind you, I'm not sure we have a drawing room, but we say we do and it's all the same.
There has not been a simpler, happier family than the extended Darwin family that night. But there was none to see them except for a little boy who stared at from the window. He had ecstasies innumerable that other children can never know, but he was looking out for one joy from which he must forever be hard.
Hello, Wendy.
Mother, this is Peter Pan. He's the reason.
Oh my. Yes, he is. Peter would let me adopt you too.
Would you send me to school?
Oh, yes.
And then to an office?
I suppose so.
Soon I should become a man?
Very soon.
Then stay back, lady! No one's going to make me go to school or an office. No one's going to catch me and make me become a man. I just always want to be a boy and have fun.
He decided this was true long ago, and so, even though it wasn't, it was.
But Peter, won't you be lonely?
I shall have teak.
Oh, you've forgotten.
Doesn't matter.
You know it does. Mommy, let me go back with him.
I've just got you back. I need to keep you.
But he does so need a mother.
So do you. Peter will let her go with you for 1 week of each year for spring cleaning.
Promise you won't forget me before next spring cleaning time comes?
I promise.
And then, he was gone.
Of course all the boys went to school.
say that the power to fly gradually left them. Want of practice, they called it, but what it really meant was that they no longer believed. Michael believed wrongly than the other boys, although they jeered at him. So that's why he was with Wendy when Peter came back at the end of the first year.
She flew away with Peter in the dress she had woven from leaves and berries in the Neverland, and her one fear was that he might notice how short it had become. But he never noticed, for he had so much to say about himself.
The week went by in a minute.
Promise to take your medicine, but check for poison first.
Poison in my medicine, that would be something, wouldn't it?
Peter, I have to tell you something. When Captain Hook captured us...
Who's Captain Hook?
Captain Hook, don't you remember? Captured us and you saved us.
Oh, tell me how I did it, Wendy, tell me!
Oh, one of the fairies will tell you. Peter, promise to come back next year.
I promise. Just always be waiting for me.
She waited every single day until the day he was to come. On that very special day, she waited in a new dress because her leaves and berries simply wouldn't meet. She waited the next day as well in case there was a difference in the days between here and there. She waited every day that week and still a few more.
Perhaps he's ill.
You know he's never ill.
Perhaps it was the person we need.
And then Wendy would have cried if Michael had not been crying.
Peter came next spring cleaning time, and the strange thing was he had never known he had missed a year. But that was the last time a girl, Wendy, saw him. She tried for his sake not to have growing pains, and she felt untrue to him when she had won a prize for general knowledge. But the years came and went without bringing the careless boy, and soon enough, Wendy grew up. You need not feel sorry for her. She is the kind that likes to grow up. In the end, she grew up on her own free will a day quicker than the other girls.
All the boys were grown up and done for by this time, so it is scarcely worthwhile saying anything about them. You may see Nibs traveling every day to his office carrying a little bag and an umbrella. Curly is an engine driver. Michael went to college to become a doctor, but drowned learning too late to swim. He was buried beside George and Claire Darling, who were long dead and forgotten by this point. Slightly married a lady of title, and so he became a lord. You see that judge in the wig coming out of the iron door? That used to be Toodles. The thin-faced man who has no stories to tell his children was once John.
Years rolled on again, and Wendy had a daughter. This ought not to be written in ink, but in a golden splash. She was called Jane, and when she was old enough to ask questions, they were mostly about Peter Pan. She loved to hear of Peter, and Wendy told her as much as she could remember from the very nursery from which this famous flight had taken place. And then one night came the tragedy.
It was the spring of the year. The story had been told for the night, and Jane was now asleep in her bed.
Oh, hello, Wendy.
Hello, Peter.
Where's John?
John isn't here.
Is Michael asleep?
No. No, this isn't Michael.
Is that a new one then?
Yes.
Boy or girl?
Girl.
What do you call her?
Jane. Peter, do you expect me to fly away with you?
Of course, that is why I come back. It's spring cleaning time.
But I've forgotten how to fly.
I can just teach you again.
Don't waste the fairy dust on me.
What is it, Wendy?
I'll step into the light.
Oh no, don't! Wendy!
Peter, I grew up long ago. I'm never so much more than 20.
You promised you wouldn't!
I couldn't help it. I'm a married woman now, Peter.
No, you're not!
Yes, I am. And this is my daughter.
You changed me? For her?
Oh, Peter.
Boy, why are you crying?
Hello.
Hello.
I'm Peter Pan.
Yes, I know.
I came back from my mother for spring cleaning time.
Yes, I know. I've been waiting for you.
Would you like to come with me?
Oh, yes. If Mommy says I may.
Oh,
He does so need a mother.
I know.
It's just for spring cleaning time.
Why don't I come with you?
You don't know how to fly.
But, Peter,
It's just for 1 week.
I know. Jane, come here.
It was only in his dreams that he could truly remember what it was to be held and loved. And in his dreams, he wanted this terribly. But he had decided long, long ago to forget always upon waking. He could not grow up, so he could never really know. He could never really live, and he could never really die.
stories about himself to which he listened eagerly.
When Margaret grew up, she had a daughter who was Peter's mother in turn, and she will have a daughter too, and thus it will go on. So as long as children are young and innocent and heartless, so as long as all children, except one, grow up.
There it is!